Hey everyone, Steven here, and today I'm reviewing the Eon Time Lapse camera from Atli. As always, let's get into the specs first before I cover what I like, don't like, and the gray area, and then I'll wrap the video up. I'll have a video of me unboxing the camera rolling while I cover the specs. The Eon Time Lapse camera has a 4 glass elements lens with an f.28 aperture, a field of view of 72 degrees plus or minus 5 degrees, a photo resolution of 26880 by 1520 pixels, and a video resolution of 1080p. The focus mode is manual only, and the focus range is 7 centimeters to infinity. The shutter speed is 1/20,000th to 1.4 seconds. This comes with a 16GB micro SD card pre-installed and supports up to 128GB cards. The camera connects to your phone via Wi-Fi with a range of up to 5 meters. The photo format is JPEG, video format is MP4, playback frame rate is 25 frames per second, exposure compensation is plus or minus 4 EV, which camera exposure compensation is commonly stated in terms of EV units. 1 EV is equal to 1 exposure step or stop, corresponding to a doubling of exposure. ISO is 100 to 4000, and shooting modes are time-lapse, photo, or video. The battery is lithium ion with a 2050 mAh capacity and is charged via a USB Type-C cable. Operating temperature is 0 to 40 degrees Celsius. The camera weighs 125 grams with a battery and 84 grams without. The camera comes with a silicone protective kit and a tripod also. Moving on, let's cover the app, which I will showcase some footage I recorded off of my phone. Alright, opening up the app here, you have the Discovery tab first with the navigation, which has official videos, tutorials, videos from creators as well. As you scroll down, you will find tutorial videos that actually showcase how you would utilize certain features with this camera. I do like that touch. That is very nice to see here so that you're not lost when you're trying to use this. Next to that, you have the album tab. And then with this, you have local, which is on the actual phone or the device that you're using, right? And then you have camera here. And anything that's on the camera, you can actually download then to local to the phone here. If you go over to the tutorial tab, you can scroll through this, and this is actually going to show you tips with this. It's going to show you basics as well. But with the tips, we have plant growth, sunrise, sunset, and then cloud. The About tab just showcases information about the product here, but clicking on the camera right in the middle, you can actually then shift this over, and as you do, it'll go into the live preview of whatever you're looking at. And with this, we have the time-lapse photo and video options here. So you're going to choose whichever one you want to use. You can backtrack out. And again, this is the live preview here. If you click on the screen, it allows you to change the exposure with this. Up at the top, we have HDR. That's thing that they're testing, and then next to that it showcases the orientation of the camera. I do like that option. So if you do have this tilted, it's going to adjust to that, right? But adjusting the exposure here, you're going to see it, there is a delay between making these adjustments and then seeing it in the live preview because it's transferring that data over that Wi-Fi signal to your phone. But when you actually adjust this here, you can set that there, and then you have your presets, and you can essentially adjust it again if you want to, but the presets are really changing saturation with this or changing the exposure. So it's just one of those things where it gets you that quick, whatever the look is that you may want is going to be that quick way to get there basically. And with this, I'm just cycling through the different ones, showcasing, hey, this has the -2 exposure. Obviously it reset with the next preset, but you can go in there and then change that again if you want to. The interesting one here too is when you actually get, because these have different names with them. If you're looking at anything from auto to cloud to if you're doing like, I believe a sunset, all these different options. But when you look at the one where it's changing the color, this one is very interesting here. We have 4 different options here, and then you have manual mode if you actually want to adjust these colors. And then I'm changing it over to purple here. So there's a lot that you can do if you're wanting to tweak this. I think this mode's pretty cool if you're wanting a very unique shot, but there is plenty here for you to customize. And then if you go into the manual mode, it stays with whatever preset you choose. But if you go in, this is where you're going to change the ISO. It's going to be where you change shutter speed, if you're needing to change anything like that, it allows you to do that. And this is where I'm showcasing, all right, I was in that one mode, switch it back over, and now, okay, I can change these things. And this is going to affect the type of video or image that you're going to get with this. So white balance is in there as well if you want to adjust that. And then the image tab, and with this, so you have our different presets here. So daylight, cloudy, fluorescent. This changes the look of this as well. But the image tab is interesting also because with this, now I can change the contrast, the sharpness, the saturation within this. So you get all of these levels of control with the actual video. I do like seeing that. Next, if I actually tap on the 3 bars in the bottom left-hand corner here, it gives you general settings that you can adjust. It also tells you how much memory you have on that micro SD card. You have an advanced tab within this as well, but there's a lot of different things that you can look. Watermarks, grid, power saving mode, with this, and then time lapse as well, and I'll look at that here in a second. But if you're looking at the remote support, time zone, built-in FTP server, if you need that, auto sync to that FTP server, and looking at the time lapse, it's one of those things you have to be in the actual mode to then adjust it. But output schedule with this, so the output's going to be video. With a regular video, I don't have that turned on, which is why it's not giving me access to that. You have to have the mode activated in order for that to happen. So if I look at that, when I clicked on it, it said video or video plus photo mode with that. After that, if you click on the bottom right hand corner there, that's going to bring you back to just looking at what you have recorded on the device or local there. Once you click on the center here, this is where you're going to set up the intervals and the duration of whatever the time lapse is. Now you don't have to set the duration. You can actually just let it record and then you would tell it to stop. With the interval here, how often is it going to record essentially a still that it would then build out into that time lapse? Plenty of customization here. I usually set mine with an interval and then I set it for a certain duration, and then it tells you on the screen what's going on with this. So it then is confirming whatever you've set, so you don't have to stop this. Once you do stop it, and I had a little bit of trouble with this, it can take a second to actually register, but you just click on the stop and then it will actually stop that, and then you're no longer recording. This took a second because I literally just started it and stopped it, so it kind of froze up for a second and then it actually finally let it go. But that's all the different things that you can actually adjust inside of the app, and there is a lot of control, like I said, with this, which is really cool to see. It gives you that next level of control that you wouldn't get with your phone, for instance. So now that I've covered the specs in the app, let's talk about what I like about this product. And to start, the ease of use here is a big plus. Now there can be a bit of a learning curve initially, but once you figure this thing out, you can literally just set it and forget it until it's done recording. The long battery life ensures you can get long shots if you want, and the amount of adjustments in the app that I just covered allows you to tailor this to the look that you're wanting to get. And that's a big one here because, again, these are certain things that I can't really get off of my phone if I was going to use that, because my phone does a time lapse, and that's great, but this has more options than that. You can download the footage to your phone or to your computer, which is nice, and this allows you to actually just strip it off of that. I did one, and I'm actually going to be showcasing a lot of different footage that I've recorded and also some other creators have recorded that they actually have posted to the Atli YouTube page. And with this, I've pulled some off where I'm actually working on an unboxing video, and it's just me taking this apart just to kind of see what that looks like, because those are time lapse that I do and I share that content on Twitter or YouTube. And it was really nice to just record that really quick and then strip it off of the actual device and just download it to my phone and then upload that. So I didn't have to mess with a lot of different things. It was really easy and simple to do. The last thing here is going to be utilizing this for longer shoots. I think this is really cool if you want 4, 6, 8, 12-hour time lapses, right? Where I'm not going to utilize my phone in that instance. I can't have it just sitting out being taken up with doing that because I have to run other stuff. I have to make phone calls. I have business to do. If there's an emergency, I don't want my phone just doing a time lapse with this. So this is great if you're going to be doing these long time lapse recordings. Moving on, let's cover the bad here, and I only really have one. It's a bigger one, and it's the resolution. It's only 1080p. Now, that's not to say that it's horrible, but the quality here compared to my phone is noticeable, and if you plan on creating 4K videos, this may not be to your liking. The good news with this though is that the company has told me that they will be releasing a 4K version of this in the future, which is great. No official release date on this though, hopefully sometime this fall, but we'll see with that. Last, we have the gray area things, which are things you may or may not care about. This one being a little bit different just because of how this product is. I only have two things here, and it's the price and how niche of a product this is. So the price is $200, and although I like a lot of things about this product, it does find itself in a very niche position. So I do time lapses from time to time on my channel, but I don't do it regularly, and definitely not enough to need anything more than my phone. With that being said, on occasion I like to record a time lapse of a storm or a sunset, and this will definitely come in handy then, but my phone has the better image quality, so there's a trade-off with that. I think if you want to get into recording time-lapse video for content or just for fun, and you need the longer recording capabilities of this is really a product that will suit you. So again, your phone isn't tied up for hours and hours, and this is really just a good starting point. I know there's going to be cameras out there that have better resolution or some other options with it, but it may be one of those things where it is double, triple, or even more in terms of the price here. With that being said, if you're watching this review, my assumption is that you're probably in the market for a time-lapse camera. So the question here is, does the price meet something that you can afford, and do all the specs and what you've seen with what this can actually capture meet your needs? So in conclusion, if you are in the market for a time-lapse camera and you don't want to rely on your phone for longer videos while also not breaking the bank, then this is a product that you should consider. If you need a better image quality, I would wait until they launch the 4K version of this camera though, but like I said earlier, we don't have an official release date on this. So I'll have a link for this in the description if you want to pick it up. If you have any questions about this product, let me know in the comment section. If you liked the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.